So thank you so much for joining in for this today's sessions on ideation to implementation. And before that, let me set certain guidelines for today's session. So quickly, if you are driving, if you are on the go, just find a place somewhere, hold on your seat, because today's session is going to be really thundering sessions, because हिला देने वाला sessions होने वाला है. तो अपना सीट को टाइट से पकड़ लीजिए, गाड़ी चला रही है तो साइड में रोक दीजिए, अगर आपने नहीं किया तो प्रोबेबली एक्सीडेंट होने की संभावना है. डिस्क्लेमर. ओके, so let's that. So with quick, let me give you a short introductions about today's speaker. So yes, welcome Deepesh Mehta. So for today's sessions, and thank you so much for taking your time and giving that way to impact many more lives in this fraternity. कि आपकी ideas, आपकी जो भी learnings हैं, तो आपने वो जो sharing करने के लिए जो decisions लिया है, for that hats off to you. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Girish.
And let me quickly give a short intro about Deepesh Mehta ji. Again, if I want to start, मैं बोलता ही रहूंगा, but still again ये हमारे VC के मतलब volatility coaches के KGF है again, and he is basically from Bangalore. तो इनके बारे में क्यों जानना चाहिए? जैसे कहते हैं ना, इन्वेस्टमेंट जरूरी है और दीपेश भाई के बारे में जानना भी जरूरी है. इसलिए जरूरी है कि ये 17 साल से इंडस्ट्री में है, इसलिए नहीं. इन्होंने काफी सारी प्रोग्राम्स किए हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम किए हैं, उसके लिए भी नहीं, बट इसके लिए जानना जरूरी है कि इन्होंने जो सुनामी बेंगलोर में लाई है इनके इन्वेस्टमेंट अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम के थ्रू, इसलिए हमें इनको जानना जरूरी है और आज सुनना भी जरूरी है. सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग मच ऑफ टाइम, सो क्विकली आई वांट टू पास ऑन दीपेश मेहता टू जस्ट शेयर हिज लर्निंग्स एंड हिज एनलाइटमेंट टू दिस ग्रुप.
Thank you. Thank you, Girish. So, good evening, friends. मैं ये इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों में रखता हूँ. Okay. So today's concept, today's session that I have for you to present, I have conceptualized in a very different way, so that we take a lot of learnings at the end of the session. Okay, so it's quite interesting. Okay, so this session is conceptualized on the basis of something called as 6 thinking hats. So this is a management concept which was originally designed by Edward D. Bono. So he was a consultant, and then he thought something like as 6 thinking hats. So what he says is that agar aap koi bhi kaam karte ho, then you have to look at it from different angles. You have to wear different hats and think. Okay, so you have to look from a very different angle. So now what I have done is I have conceptualized this into our profession, and then I'm trying to explain that as an MFD, what are the 6 different hats that we need to wear so that we all grow together. So with this, let me get started. So हम लोग क्या करते हैं, एक ही वे से सोचते हैं. कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट आया, सोचो एक नई ऑफिस बनानी है, सो वी ओनली थिंक ऑफ ओनली वन एंगल. बिजनेस होगा क्या, कब होगा बिजनेस, कितने साल में ब्रेक इवन होगा. सो वी थिंक ओनली फ्रॉम वन एंगल. व्हाट एडवर्ड डी बोनो सेज दैट यू हैव टू थिंक फ्रॉम 6 डिफरेंट वेज. आपको एक ऑफिस करनी है, एग्जाम्पल के लिए बोल रहा हूं, आपको एक ऑफिस करनी है, उसमें पॉजिटिव क्या है, नेगेटिव क्या है, क्या चैलेंज आ सकते हैं. So you have to wear 6 different hats. And today, we will learn all these 6 different hats conceptualized into our profession. I'm a mutual fund distributor like all of you. So आपका और मेरा धंधा same है. So we understand each other. We are in the same boat. So this way I'll be able to relate this much easier for all of you. So what does 6 thinking hats says? So what the concept is that the hats has been put in different colors: white color, black, blue, yellow, red, green hat. Okay, आप एक MFT हो तो एक MFT को एक ही एंगल से नहीं सोचना चाहिए, उसको एक अलग अलग एंगल से सोचना चाहिए, अलग अलग नजरिया से सोचना चाहिए. उसको बोलते हैं 6 thinking hats. Okay? व्हाइट हैट बताता है कि what data what are the data facts information you need to know. रेड हैट बोलता है कि क्या डिफिकल्टीज चैलेंजेस आ सकते हैं. ब्लू हैट बोलता है कि क्या प्रोसेसेस आपको इम्प्लीमेंट करना है. रेड हैट बोलता है कि क्या बिहेवियरल एस्पेक्ट इमोशनल एस्पेक्ट आपको समझना है. येलो हैट बताता है कि क्या वैल्यू और बेनिफिट्स आपको लेना चाहिए और देना भी चाहिए. ग्रीन हैट बताता है कि क्या क्रिएटिविटी आपको लाना चाहिए. तो ये सारे चीज मैंने क्या किया, हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, उसके बारे में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. And then we will have Girish interacting on each hat with some questions. So with this, let's get started. So let's first get into white hat. White hat talks about data, facts. एक मिनट में अपने स्क्रीन को बराबर करते हैं. Data, facts, information known or needed. Now, friends, as an MFT, we need to have two important things: the internal data and then the external data. ये इंटरनल डेटा क्या होता है? इंटरनल डेटा टॉक्स अबाउट आपके आपके पास एग्जैक्टली कितने क्लाइंट्स है या कितने फैमिलीज है. ओके, कौन सा क्लाइंट कितना बड़ा है, कौन सा क्लाइंट कितना कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है, या टॉप टेन क्लाइंट्स कितना बिजनेस दे रहे हैं, टॉप 5 क्लाइंट्स कितना बिजनेस दे रहे हैं, है ना. मतलब आपका 50% आपका AUM कितने क्लाइंट से आ रहा है. So as an MFT, it is very very important for us to know this internal data. आज के जमाने में बोलता है कि data is nothing but data is the new oil. हम अगर अपना बिजनेस के बारे में if we don't know our data, then we will not be able to take right decisions in our businesses. You need to know, for example, how many clients are from your city, how many clients are outside your city, how many clients do online transactions, how many do clients do offline transactions. Like this, you need to have a complete internal data about your business. Unless you don't have this kind of data available in front of you, you will not be able to take decisions. So as an MFD, I have clear data of, if you ask me anything, I have clear data of about my clients, the information. I don't need to know kitna client ne kitna SIP kara. I don't need to know. But how many clients do what? How many women clients are there? How many clients have an SIP? How many clients don't have an SIP? This is the information that I'm talking about. This is the internal data. External data is related, which is outside our office, outside our business, which is related to markets, which is related to schemes, which is related to taxation of specific schemes. अगर मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल एक बात बताता हूँ, एग्जांपल कोई भी एक स्कीम लो, XYZ multi asset scheme, is it a debt taxation or is it a equity taxation? So you need to know all this data in depth. कोई भी बिजनेस में अगर आपको आगे आना है तो उसका जड़ में आपको जाके you have to understand how things work. What are the facts? When you're in front of clients, when you talk very confidently, the clients writes a check for you. So that's about this white hat. So you need to have data, facts, information, what you know, what you need to know, very clear. And there's nothing that you should not be knowing. And this is the kind of hat, one of the hat that you need to be wearing. Some of you might be doing good on this part. Yes, wonderful. And some of you who are not actually thought about this, I think you should be actually looking anyway, implementing this. So I'm making this very clear. White hat मतलब data, आपको जाके आपको सब data आपके पास रहना चाहिए decision लेने के. Fine. Girish, you can interrupt me if you have any questions, but I'll keep moving my flows. If you have any specific questions, then you could ask, and then further at the end of the session, we'll open for Q&A for all. Okay? Sure. Next, move on. Let's understand the black heart. ओके, ये सब कलर सिर्फ दिया गया है कि सब आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना चाहिए, मतलब इश्यूज क्या होते हैं. तो ब्लैक hat talks about difficulties, potential problems, why something may not work. You have to see what are the internal challenges that you have, what are the external challenges that you have. What are the internal challenges that you could have? Challenges related to your hiring, okay? Challenges related to your, office working. Challenges related to your, time management. Any project that you take, for example, आपकी एक क्लाइंट अगर छोड़ के जा रही है, then you need to know from that, you need to wear a black hat and try to understand that अगर वो छोड़ के जाए तो आपको क्या difficulties आ सकता है, क्या potential problem आ सकता है, या not client, if an employee leaves तो क्या difficulties आ सकता है, क्या potential problem आ सकता है, जो प्रोसेस आपका चल रहा है उसमें क्या बिगड़ सकता है. सो यू नीड टू नो दिस वेरी क्लियरली कि आपका इंटरनली आपके पास क्या क्या चैलेंजेस आ सकते हैं. अगर आप एक रेंटेड प्लेस में हो, इफ यू हैव टू move from one small office to a bigger office, what are the challenges you may face in that new office, or what are the challenges you're currently facing in the existing office that makes a call for you to actually move out of this current office. So these are the internal challenges that you need to know. Some external challenges you need to know, for example, what is happening on the regulatory front. We don't end up reading the circulars given by the regulator. So as an MFB, I suggest that everybody should be knowing what are the rules and regulation. For example, आप टू व्हीलर ड्राइव कर रहे हो और आप टू व्हीलर ड्राइव कर आप हेलमेट नहीं पहने हो, यू कांट टेल टू द पुलिसमैन सेइंग दैट आई डिडंट न्यू द रूल दैट यहाँ पे टू इस सिटी में टू व्हीलर पहनना चाहिए. Okay? Not knowing a law will not actually let go of for the punishment. Similarly, you need to know what are the kind of external challenges that you may have, what are the regulatory challenges, what are the market challenges that you could have, what are the headwinds that you could have. 2024 में elections हो रहा है, या US में क्या हो रहा है, इससे अपने को क्या impact आ सकता है, what are the headwinds that you could have. As an MFD, you clearly have to know this. Charlie Munger says invert, always invert. मतलब इसका मतलब क्या है, think that you have taken the decision. Now imagine, for example, think that you have already moved to a bigger office. Now imagine what you will do or what challenges you could have. आप उसको ऐसा सोचो कि आप उस पोजीशन में ऑलरेडी अभी चले गए हो. Then what are the challenges that you could have, क्या प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है, कैसे उसको हैंडल करना चाहिए. If you can actually address this, then definitely most of the challenges that you may face in your business, it can be easily overcome. So moving on to the next part, a very interesting, the blue hat, which talks about processes, next steps, action plans. Do you have a process for the firm? For example, does the client know when will he be contacted next? तो आपके पास अगर 500 क्लाइंट है तो हर क्लाइंट को क्या मालूम है क्या कि आप कब उसको कांटेक्ट करोगे, क्या उसको अप्रैल में कांटेक्ट करोगे, क्या उसको न्यू ईयर पे कांटेक्ट करोगे, क्या उसको एनएफओ पे कांटेक्ट करोगे, क्या उसको कांटेक्ट करोगे नहीं करोगे. सो व्हाट प्रोसेसेस दैट यू हैव इन योर फर्म दैट योर क्लाइंट नीड टू नो. एंड देन does the employee know for another example, does the employee know what are the leaves available to him or her. हमारे देश में 15 से 17 हॉलीडेज होती है. And if you're working along with your team, does your team member know that from the calendar year from January to December, which days will be off for the office? So that is called as process. So I believe that we all should be having a certain process. What I observe is that, at 100 crores AUM, which is where, most of the people fall in, people don't grow beyond 100 crores, or they don't grow at the pace at which they moved from 50 crores से 100 crores जो तेजी से भागा, उसी तेजी से 100 से 200 भागने में टाइम लगता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे बॉटल नेक आ जाती है. क्योंकि what happens at a certain number like 100 crore or 250 clients, 300 clients, you actually hit bottleneck. You work for 8-9 hours. You don't have time to go to a dinner along with your family members. ऐसा हो जाता है. But if you actually implement process, this bottleneck gets freed out, and you can actually move to the next level very easily. Having processes in the firms, what are the next plans, what are the action plans that you need to have, will actually make things very simpler for you. So this is the third hat which Edward Bono recommends, that you should be thinking from that angle. So before this presentation, many of you have not thought about this, and this is what the magic of this session is, that this hat tells you to think in a different way, that क्या मेरे ऑफिस में क्या lacking है, processes में lacking है. Moving on to the next one, we are talking about red hat. Red hat talk about feelings, hunches, instinct, and institution. many a times we take decisions which are very instant, ad hoc, impulsive in nature, and that ends up, doing something wrong for the client. Though आप जानबूझ के नहीं करोगे, but you end up making some wrong decisions. So, do you take decisions like this, or you apply logic, thoughts in place, and then make some decisions? A classic example could be, let's say, fund some XYZ fund is not performing well. Do you instantly say that सब funds को बेच दो, अभी का अभी बेच दो, और जो बेस्ट परफॉर्मिंग फंड है उसमें डालो? Do it in that way, or do you actually go and check the portfolios, saying that if the fund is not doing well, what is the reason? Is it because the fund has bought growth stocks and currently markets are doing well for value stocks, and it will outperform again as when growth stocks doing well? So do you take up decisions accordingly, or do you just have some impulse decisions? So it's very important for an MFD to understand what are the the logical and the emotional side of decision making. हम लोग बहुत सारे बायसेस रहते हैं हमारे में, और इस बायसेस से बहुत सारी गलतियां कर देते हैं, इस गलतियों से हम लोग ग्रो नहीं हो पाते हैं. बट अगर आप शांत होकर अगर आप देखते हो, या आप अपनी फीलिंग्स को संभालते हो, या आप इसको बराबर से करते हो, then you will not we as an MFD will not make major mistakes in our processes, in our decision making. Yeah. Some other examples that we could actually take is that sometimes we bet too much. Sometimes we may not follow asset allocation, and we may say that market गिरेगा या पूरा पैसा डेट से इक्विटी में डाल दो. What if it doesn't happen? So all those decisions are taken more randomly, instantly, ad hoc, impulsive. Never take those kind of decisions. I'll also give some examples. Me and Girish in fact will also be giving my experiences on how we could how we could work out and avoid making such decisions. And the next hat, very interesting, is that value addition. Okay. So one question, so to all of you, why do clients stay with us? We all the obvious reasons are the client stay because he need an hand holding for us. He needs something, he looks beyond the investment returns. So certainly in this case, we have to keep thinking that what value additions that we could add to our clients, or what value additions that we could add to our employees. I'll give you some examples, like we conduct an annual event. Okay. This annual event में क्या होता है? We call a fund manager. We call a fund manager and we ask him to talk on markets. Plus, we also have some non market related session as well, like something on yoga or something like that. So this is what we do as an annual event every year. And these are the kind of value and benefits that we try to offer to our clients, to ensure that the clients don't feel that we end up getting so much of brokerage, or why should they continue, not continue, thoughts on nature. So these are the kind of value additions that you need to have for your clients. Similarly, you also need to have some kind of value additions for your employees as well. If you're working as a team, then definitely you need to think about your employees, ensure that they feel that, see, we are not MNCs. हमारे पास गोल्डमैन सैक्स जैसी ऑफिसेस नहीं है, और जेपी मॉर्गन जैसे पर्क्स परक्विजिट्स वगैरह हम लोग नहीं दे सकते हैं, इतना बड़ा बड़ा बोनसेस नहीं दे सकते. बट हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं एम्प्लॉयज के लिए, क्या वो हमारे साथ टिके रहे. They are with us for a very long period of time. Some examples of value addition could be that you could send your employees for annual vacations, annual vacations and trips sponsored by you, or probably on their employee's birthday you could actually think about having a cake cutting ceremony for all the employees, or bringing your employees' parents or their family members to the office and then showcase them what your firm does, so that they would support their family members to work along with you. So this is the other hat that we're talking about, the yellow hat, where you need to think on value additions, benefits, what you need to do, and two important category that you need to do is on the client side and the employee side. Finally, on the green hat talk about creativity, solutions, alternates, new ideas. Now, we are all managers in our firm. So though we can call us MFDs, CEOs or whatever it is, ultimately we are doing the job of the manager. We are actually having, we are all managers. We are actually managing people or the work. As a manager, if I have to ask you, what is the role of a manager in the firm? Could you please answer in the chat box? So, as a manager in your firm, what is your role? So, you all can actually take chat and then answer some of the questions. कि क्या हमारा रोल क्या है हमारा फर्म में? Getting the things done. Yes, getting the things done. Anyone else?
एम्प्लॉयज को ऐसा माहौल देना कि वो अच्छे से काम कर सके.
Yes. Manage business, correct? Right, David? Yes. I believe our job is improvement on a daily basis. How will improvement come? Improvement will come to creativity, to having different solutions, to have alternates, to have new ideas. If every day, if we can implement one idea or 1% improvement can happen every day from the previous day, over a period of 365 days, on the compounding basis, you will be having a lot of improvement in your firm. That is what green hat is all about. कि आप एक different नजरिए से कैसे सोच सकते हो, क्या creativity ला सकते हो. For example, what did we do? DSP has a session for children called as Jungle Kids. So what did we do? In the first half, we asked DSP, a person from DSP to come to our office. We invited children from children of our clients, age between 8 to 17 years, to come and attend this jungle trail session. About different session होता है, which talks about वो financial planning के बारे में सिखाते हैं in a very different way, and it's very nice. Beyond this, what did we do? हमारा ऑफिस के पास एक there's a bank near our office. We went to the bank and we asked the bank manager saying that we'll be bringing about 20-30 children to your bank, and then you need to actually tell you need to actually walk around all these children and show them where what is locker room, what is an FD chart, what is an ATM, where do you deposit money. So this is the creativity side that we brought in, and finally at the end of the day we asked all the parents of these children to come and then pick your parents, and then we asked the children that बच्चों आज बताओ कि आपने क्या सीखा, what did you learn. Children's express saying that I learned how do we withdraw money from an ATM. Somebody said I learned about inflation. Somebody said I learned that you can do fixed deposits in bank, you can deposit money in your bank account. So these are the creativity that one should actually bring in the firm. Now to summarize, these are the different hats that you need to wear, and reflect upon and think what are the hats that is missing and you're not wearing those hats. Some of us might be wearing this hat but lacking here. Some of us might be wearing this hat might be lacking here. Take a picture of this and try to find out as an MFD what hats you're not wearing, because ultimately the success comes only when you wear 6 different hats. आपके पास अगर you might want to provide a great value, but if you don't have data, facts, information, what will you do? You want to grow big, but if you don't have process, then what you will do? Right? You always think positively, but what if you don't have an answer for a issue which you may face? So as an MFD, we may not be wearing all the 6 hats. It is time for us to reflect, understand what are the hats that we are wearing, what are the different kinds of hats we should start wearing in our business that will help our business to grow, because collectively this 6 hats is equal to your success. If you're not growing in your business, or if something is not growing at the pace at which you desire to grow, then as an MFD you're not wearing one of the hats. Yes, or Over to you, Girish, on this
Yeah,
session.
superb. Can you give just type a clap in the chat box, because again wonderfully covered कि वो बोलते हैं ना कि पहाड़ जैसा इंफॉर्मेशन सिंप्लीफाइड में करके बता दिया है. सुपर्ब, हैट्स ऑफ टू यू दीपेश. इन 30 मिनट्स एमएफडी के बिजनेस के बारे में बताना, आई थिंक आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट इट, बट यू मेड इट truly simple. सब लोग everyone has to give a big round of clap. Just type quickly in the chat box. And now the question to the room. In the meantime, I will ask certain questions and I will throw certain questions to Deepesh. In the meantime, which hat do you think that you are not good at it? Just quickly type which hat do you think that you are not good at it. Just mention the hat which you feel that, okay, you are really not good at it. In the meantime, I will just throw some quick questions to Deepesh so that we can learn from those questions. So Deepesh, quickly, the today's topic is ideation to implementation. The moment we say idea, एक दिन में लाखों आइडियाज आती है, and you go around it, you see a lot of ideas flowing in your mind. So how you filter your ideas when it hits to your mind? So do you follow any kind of practices? Because हम बहुत कुछ करना चाहते हैं लेकिन फाइनली कुछ होता नहीं है. So the idea comes into our mind, but later it doesn't get into the implementation phase. So can you just share us that how you convert your ideas into a successful implementation practice? What are the easiest trick you follow?
Good, very good question, Girish. What do? I maintain a journal. Okay. कुछ भी अगर आइडिया आता है, कुछ भी आइडिया आता है, I end up, writing in that journal. Okay. I'll give you an example. I mean, this is not my idea, but I'll give you an example. We all know that shampoos are available in 600 ml bottle. They're also available in 10 ml packs also.
Yes.
What happened one day? An executive from Airtel, the mobile telephone company, he went to buy a shampoo sachet and he said that क्यों 10 रुपए का रिचार्ज नहीं करना चाहिए, क्यों हमको 200 300 400 रुपए का रिचार्ज ही रखना चाहिए. And that's when that Airtel छोटा recharge of 10 rupees started coming. When he got this idea, rigorously wrote in his journal pad saying that discuss shampoo sachet idea with my boss, and then that's how the 10 रुपए का छोटा recharge आ गया था. So the point here is that idea can come at any point in time. For example, if you are under the shower, you can get an idea. If you are with your wife, you can get an idea. If you're watching a movie, you can get an idea. You may get ideas at any point in time. वो बोल के नहीं आएगा आपको. जब आइडिया आता है, जितना जल्दी आता है उतना जल्दी आपके दिमाग से निकल जाता है.
Truly.
So if you have a journal pad, it could be a small paper, it could be an app on your phone, or it could be doing WhatsApp to yourself, whatever works for you. If you can actually write that, and next day morning, if you go and rigorously work on that is where the implementation will happen.
Super. Friends, if you feel that this idea of noting down the ideas is really wow, again, it is useful. Just type useful in the chat box. So the next question is to Deepesh. So now you said that about the white hat, right? So it has an internal and external market. So how often you check on this both the market? One is that internal and one is the external. So how often it has to be checked, where a person, even he might have a 50 crores or 100 crores of AUM, or a large house, like say example about 200 plus crores. So how often it has to be checked?
So internal data has to be checked on a quarterly basis. Okay, I do it on a quarterly basis. You could do it on monthly basis, you could do it on six month basis, because we are all MFDs, it's a growing market. So every quarter we add 10, 15, 20 clients. Right? So you need to actually get updated on your data as early as possible. If you do daily, then it doesn't make any sense. If you do it once in a year, then it's too far. Okay, some client you might be treating as an HNI, but bada redemption ho gaya, so then is no more an HNI for you. Okay, so you need to do this on a quarterly basis. And that's how I do on for internal. External data on market schemes, taxation, all these things has to be read on a daily basis, or as in how you get information. It could be your newspapers, it could be your WhatsApp forwards, it could be watching some videos, whatever that you could do. You need to get updated with all the external data, because external data gets changed in a flick of a second. Tomorrow we don't know, something would happen in US and then it would affect us. So updation daily regularly hona chahiye.
Yeah, so thanks. When it comes to external data, you were sharing about the external data को कैसे organize करना चाहिए, and there are a lot of modes where not only MFD clients are being attacked by a lot of information overloaded, because nowadays what happened कि information इतना है, external data available to everyone. So again, so how you filter out or restrict when a client come and ask you about any external information, probably either you respond back to him or you have any internal process. So how you take it about, because external data bahut sara hai. Again,
Yes.
so how you control that, because sometimes it becomes overlap.
Okay. I think you need to be very clear at the time of onboarding. Okay. If you get the client by showing what market has done in the past, then you already anchored the client to a certain number. Okay. So all your external data, if you don't want your clients to come and knock your phone saying that market, देखो मेरा portfolio कम हो गया, क्या कर दिया. If you don't want all those kind of issues, then at the beginning itself you need to give the maximum information. You need to tell them that you will not make any money for the next 3 to 5 years. 5 साल के बाद ही आपका रिटर्न बनेगा. Once you have that, then any market fall happens or any such thing happens, you could always go and tell the client that we spoke this at the first meeting, right? That the portfolio not work for 4 or 5 years, and that is how it's working out for you.
Okay. So
I think the client objection it shouldn't. And the second most important thing is that one should be having a journal of client objections. आपके पास जितना objections है आप लिख लो. You write all the objections that the client could have, and then prepare an answer for that. Whenever a client asks any overloads you with any such thing which you think is not relevant, you could actually see what objection that the client is having and then give the relative answer. Yeah.
Super point. I think journal यहाँ पे भी use कर सकते हैं. So my takeaway is that again, client objection journal. Super. Thank you, Deepesh. And now again, quickly share one tool on the internal side and external side. The tools which you used to manage your internal kind of market and external market.
The internal data, basically, I use Excel. I don't think there is any better tool which you can customize as per your requirement. Because if you go to a CRM provider, he may not understand your needs. There is no CRM that is built for MFD. This is what I understand. The CRM that MFD desire to have. So I do it on Excel, and through macros, you can actually filter out and find out, how many clients have this, how many clients have that. So what is more important is that you need to have a list of things that you want to get. For example, we have in our Excel, we have one thing where we says that, how many clients are less than 1 year, how many clients are, 1 to 3 year, how many clients are 3 to 6, how many clients are more than 6 years. Now, you know that this set of clients have already passed 1 or 2 market cycle. You will not face any issues. These set of clients, their SIP might be doing well, might not be doing well. एक साल का SIP कुछ खास बनता नहीं है. Okay, so accordingly, if you know that if you have more people here, then you need to be very alert and attentive. When the market falls, then you will be getting more calls and messages, and you need to handle these people. So, what is more important rather than saying whether Excel is should we use Excel or ABC CRM? You need to know what kind of components you need to have with you for decision making.
Super. Now again, coming to the my favorite hat is black hat. Again, the challenges again. So in this challenges, of course, everyone has a different kind of challenges. So what is that one challenges or the worst challenges you have undergone in your personal professional experience, and how you have overcome that worst challenges and made it to a wonderful journey?
I think one of the challenges that we had was that, client 5 saal SIP karta hai, and then he says that, withdraw this money, I need to buy an apartment. And typically, I come from Karnataka, and then, in Karnataka, I have clients more which are from rest of Karnataka. For them, खेत खरीदना, buying a farmhouse and all, they believe in those things. They don't understand this thing. Yeah. Somehow they see, they have done a good SIP, and then 30 lakhs accumulate ho gaya, redeem karo. Yeah. So this is one of the biggest challenge that I had, that, redemptions were actually left, right, and center at some point in time. This is a common problem for all of us. We all don't like redemptions unless the redemption is to meet a specific goal which was originally discussed. Okay, what did I do? I tell my clients that, when you're doing an SIP, you have to do minimum 100 SIPs. Okay, the 100 SIPs is what actually gives you returns. And after doing 100 SIPs, you wait for another 100 months. Only when you have this kind of time horizon, come to us. Because if you don't have this, then at the end of 5 years, when you are at the end of 5 years from now, when you lose the client, then what happens? Then all the efforts, क्योंकि 5 साल के बाद ही हमको थोड़ा पैसा बनता है client से, and 5 years के बाद जब वो redemption करता है तब क्या होता है? So what I conceptualize is that we tell them that 200 months is what you actually have to think. And then if you are having a very shorter horizon, then you have to tell us that I need this money in 3 years, then I could actually suggest a fund which is meant for 3 years. Okay. So that's how, these are the difficulties that, at the initial phases, I had faced. And of course, now, people understand, people come and tell us that, no, we should not be redeeming from SIPs. Because they have seen of course, all our clients have seen the, returns that mutual funds have given.
Super. So now next thing is that on the similar challenges, that is external challenges, probably our profession is a generation professions, right? And probably many of you already have seen a generation, probably father and a son, or a grandfather and a grandson. So as a generation hota hai. So probably you are dealing with a different zone of people again. So in this situation, probably questions different rahenge, thought process difference rahenge, or views be difference rahenge, absolutely. So how you handle these challenges, a generation gap challenges?
Very good question. I think you need to have somebody, you should be like, we are all MFDs, we believe in asset allocation, right? We don't put all our money in small caps, or we don't put all our money in large cap.
Yes.
Similarly, when you are building a team, you should be having a spectrum of different age of people.
Wow.
A guy should be 20-year-old, another should be 30, another should be 40, and then another should be 50. When you have an umbrella of 4 different age group, then it works in 2 ways. One is that if you sit for a discussion, then this guy could be giving some ideas which are latest. This guy could be bringing his experience of 20-25 years. This guy would be very fast in implementing. When you have client who is 50 plus years old, and if you are 40, client may think that ये तो बच्चा है या इसको इतना information knowledge नहीं है. Connect him with that person who is similar to his age group.
Right. So
your challenges are then resolved.
Done. Great. So, participants, quickly, अभी तक जो भी सवाल पूछे हैं, whatever question has been asked, so which is your favorite answer? So, whatever the answer Deepesh has given, so which is your favorite answer? Just quickly type in the chat box. In the meantime, I will just shoot out another list of questions which I have. And also, if you have any questions, just type in the Q&A box so that you will get an opportunity. I will throw out the participant question to Deepesh so that he can enlighten with his answer. So now quickly again, so now when it comes to blue hat, Deepesh, again, so now I will go a little bit faster. Again, जब blue hat में आते हैं, so the one of the thing which most of our professional people go around is that FOMO, fear of missing out. कई बार ये होता है कि ये करना है, कि ये करना है, अगर ये नहीं किया तो दूसरा आ जाएगा. सो लॉट ऑफ कंफ्यूजन्स आर देयर बिकॉज प्रोसेस, जब प्रोसेस की बात होती है, सो हाउ यू प्रायोरिटाइज योर स्टेप ऑफ एक्शंस. प्रॉबेबली काफी चीज लिस्ट आउट करनी होती है, लेकिन हाउ यू, व्हाट आर द फॉर्मूला यू फॉलो टू जस्ट प्रायोरिटाइज योर स्टेप ऑफ एक्शन प्लान?
We all know that story that if you have to, cut the tree, and if this takes 6 hours to cut a tree, then you have to spend time in sharpening the axe, and that may take around 3 hours. If you spend time to sharpen the axe for 3 years, only then you will have only then you can cut the tree for 6 hours. So total time would be 9 hours. If you don't do this, then the total time could be 12 or 14 or 16 hours. We as MFD sometimes jump. One of the process that you could follow, or I follow, is that internally, is that on the training side, every Friday at around 4 p.m. one person from the team takes a training on one session. It could be the work that he is doing, or it could be any external thing. Okay, so if you have a process in place that everybody knows that Friday 4 p.m. don't take any appointments because there's a training that will happen. That's a process. And if you build that process, then people will try to avoid holidays on Fridays, thinking that, yes, yeah, aaj ka session important hai mere liye. So this is one of the process that you could actually implement.
So understanding, that means your point is that understanding the process का impact क्या होगा, उसका outcomes क्या होगा, then you can figure it out कि कौन सा important है and what should be.
If you think that 1 hour training for 6 people, 6 hours waste of time here, then you may end up losing about 60 hours of unproductive work in case if your employees are not trained. So all these things come from the process part. If you have a process that spends 6 hours a week, then you may end up saving 60 hours or 600 hours in a year.
Super. Great, very well answered. Great. So now coming to the red hat, which is emotional and intelligence. So somewhere we are all human beings, and many times we have got affected with emotional. So how you balance your emotions at times, probably because emotions कभी बता के नहीं आता और suddenly impact हो जाता है. So how quickly you recognize that your emotion is impacting you, and how quickly you shift your direction towards your intelligence. क्योंकि इमोशनल रहेंगे तो डिसीजंस प्रॉब्ली अदर वे पे जाएंगे, मतलब दैट मींस इट गो द अदर वे. सो हाउ यू क्विकली रेस्पॉन्ड बैक टू इट, और व्हाट एनी मंत्रा यू यूज, और एनी टैक्टिकल वे यू यूज इट टू जंप क्विकली फ्रॉम इमोशनल टू इंटेलिजेंस. बिकॉज प्रॉब्ली जब मार्केट गिरता है तो एज ए ह्यूमन भी हमको भी एक डर रहता है कि पैसा नीचे गया, because we go through around, because we also don't know, no matter what data we have, we also don't know that how the market will perform. So emotional. So how you balance yourself at that situation whenever your emotion is attacking you?
So I have a very simple mantra. If you feel like you have to take some decision, then delay it by 24 hours. आप जब 24 hours delay करते हो, then you are borrowing time. And when you borrow time, then आपका brain cools off, and then you actually then rethink that, and then end up taking the decisions.
Super. So fasting yourself for 24 hours. Okay, fine.
Yes.
So any decision which you have taken emotionally and that has given you a bad impact, and again how you have moved to the right way. So what was that?
Yeah, classic example. A big client says that move all my funds to direct.
Direct. Yeah.
Hmm?
Okay.
So he was with us for 7 8 years,
Hmm.
and then thousands से crore में लेके आए थे, and then he says move to direct. So sometimes you feel that what is this guy saying, that we have handled him, छोटे बच्चे से बड़ा किया हमने, मतलब okay, और आज बोल रहा कि मुझे ना आप नहीं चाहिए करके. I felt of writing saying that yes, please go ahead. Why wait tomorrow? Do it right now. Okay, मतलब कल क्यों रिडीम करना है या परसों क्यों करना, आज ही करके खत्म करो. Let's end that relationship.
Hmm.
So I almost typed it, but did not send. I said that okay, let me wait 24 hours. So WhatsApp में type किया था, but send नहीं किया था. Okay, and then I thought, let me talk to him once and understand why is he doing that. देन उसने बताया, मेरा फ्रेंड ने बोला कि देखो 1% बचाने से आपका इतना हो जाएगा, उतना हो जाएगा. देन आई शोड दैट इफ आई वाज नॉट देयर तो वो इतना परसेंट तो आता ही नहीं है आपको, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. एंड देन ही गॉट कन्विंस्ड, एंड देन रिलेशनशिप still continues. Had I sent that message on that same time saying that जाओ get lost, अभी चले जाओ बाहर, so I would have lost that client.
Good. So how many of you has ever come across these kind of questions? Just quickly type me in the chat box. कि client ने कह दिया कि भाई quickly just move all my AUMs or all my investments to direct. Wow. So hope so you have got your answer. Okay, so thank you, Deepesh. Again, very important scenario which you have addressed it. So many of them knows that how to respond back at. So wait for 24 hours. Don't react. Respond. आराम से सोच समझ के जवाब दो. Automatically you will get your way. Super. So now again, quickly, I will go to a kind of a completely kind of on one of out of the way of topic. That is, you have written the book Power Your Child with Financial Futures. Again, Power Your Child's Financial Future, and it addresses 7 strategies that every parent should know. So, is hat ke sambandhit, again, anything related to this hats? Can you throw light in some of the things which you have mentioned in your book?
Okay, so this book actually talks on 4 different parameters. I know what are the mistakes that people make when it comes to child's education, what opportunities they are letting go, what challenges they are facing, and what action point they need to take now. Okay, so we all know what mistakes client make. जाके आरडी कर दी, मतलब 15 साल की आरडी कर रहे हैं, या इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर रहे. So have categorized them into 4 different buckets. And then finally 7 action points I have given, that you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, and that's how you will have a good corpus created for your child. It may not be directly related to these 6 hats, but certainly the data facts are given, saying that child's investment with 6% CAGR and 10% CAGR में क्या difference होता है, इमोशनली कैसे डिसीजंस लेते हो आप. मेरा अंकल का बेटा वहां पे प्रॉपर्टी में भी ले लेता हूँ. या आप समझते नहीं हो कि क्या चैलेंजेस हो सकता है, व्हाट चैलेंजेस दैट योर चाइल्ड मे फेस इफ यू डोंट डू दिस. हाउ कैन यू एक्चुअली बी मोर क्रिएटिव, लाइक ओपनिंग एन चाइल्ड अकाउंट or asking the client, asking the child to actually teach the child the value of money at the initial stage of his life, being more creative, and have a process like doing SIPs regularly. That's a process. And finally, what value and benefits that you will get if you do all this.
Super. So very well highlighted. So thank you so much, Deepesh. Now quickly, participants, you can just type your questions in the chat box before I go to a rapid fire. Deepesh, I will be coming back with rapid fire, and I will first take the questions of our participants. Again, so the first questions has been posted that, can you just quickly reiterate your 100 SIP and 100 month? Once again, in a short way, 30 seconds.
Okay. See, when you tell client, you actually have to anchor client to something. SIP कितना टाइम का करना चाहिए? You basically start saying that आपको 100 months की SIP करते हैं. So the client gets hooked to that, and you have to tell them that within 100 months you may or you may not get returns, but definitely 100 months मतलब 8 years plus market cycle up down everything average हो जाता है, and then you will get returns. Okay? So and then after doing SIP for 100 months, don't withdraw on the 101st month. Just because you have done 100 months doesn't mean that you have to withdraw on 101st month. Wait for 100 more months. And see, after 200 months, that's about close to 17 years, 15 to 17 years, you'll see phenomenal returns that you will have in your, SIP.
Superb, 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 superb. Instead of saying कि 10 साल wait करो, 15 साल wait करो, the 100 months look kind of a different anchoring it. Client भी हाँ 100 महीना ही तो है, again fine. So super, very well pointed it out. And this next question is that youngsters are more inclined to a direct and share market. So do you handle or appreciate youngster to onboarded in your organization? If yes, then how you handle these challenges?
So in our organization, I have a very specific criteria. We go behind clients who are 35 years plus. That is our target segment, because that is the age where people get married, have one or two child, or earn a decent amount, and then they are serious.
Super, super.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we don't take a person who is 22-year-old, but your ideal client, the ideal client that we have is 35 years plus.
Superb. So Redmi Note 10 Pro, sorry, your name is not there, so I'm reciprocating it through the name which has been seen on the screen. So yes, you define your ideal market, and don't worry that अगर यहाँ पे आंसर नहीं मिला है, अगले काफी सेशंस आने वाले हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपका आंसर मिल जाएगा. So keep attending these kind of sessions. So again, wait for the next week session. You might get your answer. So quickly moving out on the next question. So your team proposition. So what is your current team propositions, where you have highlighted that different age zone? So just throw light on your team proposition.
So it's 6 plus 1. One is myself and then 6 people working. So one is client facing role. So he's 70% of Deepesh.
Okay.
It's very important that you need to have one person who would handle all the smaller queries that the client would have. So 70% of your own version. Then you have one for client service. Okay. One you have for operation. One you have for research. मैंने आपको बोला था ना, internal data, external data. So you don't have more than 24 hours, so you can't assimilate all the information. So there's one guy who would attend fund manager con calls, talk to RMs, understand what's the thought process, and then gives a crux of information to me. Okay, one on insurance, and one on and one on preparing reports. And again, he's also a client-facing role for smaller clients.
Right. So what percentages of your overall revenue you spend on you talked about trainings, right? Trainings, deep development, innovations, or a value proposition, which are all non-gaugeable. Again, मतलब उसको आप तोल नहीं सकते, क्योंकि these are all give you a immeasurable result. So what percentage you contribute to on those areas, training, innovations, or all those such of areas?
Okay, so I will add more to this and then answer, because you brought this question.
Yeah.
See, Warren Buffett believes something called as capital allocation. He says, the way companies allocate their capital determines the company's future. And what does Warren Buffett does? हमको सब मालूम है, we all know what Warren Buffett does. He buys out a company, and that's how he does his business. He doesn't buy a small 1 or 2% stakeholder. He buys out that company and then take the capital allocation under his control. He's saying, "Aap business chalao. Capital allocation will be decided by me and my team. You might be a CEO, but you don't have the rights to allocate the capital allocation." So he decides the capital allocation. Is capital allocation nothing but the asset allocation for a company? as an MFD, it is very important for us to do the right capital allocation. And one thing that what I have seen is that, MFDs spend a lot, invest a lot of money in their personal portfolio. Okay? मतलब महीने का अगर 5 लाख का ब्रोकरेज आता है तो मतलब 4.5 लाख की सिप होती है.
Very well said.
Don't do that. Don't do that. If you have 15-20 years of a career, your compounding will take care of you. Don't worry. मतलब SEBI will always, have some amount of trial commission for us. Don't worry that we'll be out of the profession. My answer to you is that if you are getting some amount of brokerage, split it into 3 parts. One for current expenses, one for your personal withdrawals and SIPs, personal SIPs and your expenses. One for firms future expansion. If you do this kind of capital allocation, then you are actually leaving money on the table. आपके जेब में अगर 100 रुपया तो आप 100 रुपया का ही सोच सकते हो. आपके पास अगर 10 लाख है तो you can think for 10 lakh. If you have 50 lakhs, then you can think for 50 lakhs. If you do this, and if some opportunity comes up, then you can always, write a check and then make this investment. So what question that you have asked, the answer should be you need to have a very balanced approach and not get skewed. So that what I mean is that, you should also, you should be having enough employees to take care of the business, Like you learn, if you have businessmen clients, what do? They don't do all their earnings as an SIP with you. They have some retained earnings, reserves and surplus, right?
Yes.
Let's we should learn from them. Because you're also a businessman at the end of the day. Right? So when you have current expenses in the form of staff salary and other thing, you will always make your firm a future ready firm for it to expand as capital markets evolve and we get more clients in our business.
Super. So how many of you have felt that you got some kind of wow moment after understanding this concept? Just type wow in the chat box. अगर आपको ये बहुत ही बढ़िया लगा है और आसान लगा है और it makes sense, then just type wow in the chat box. Oh wow, एक बढ़िया wow मिल रहा है. So thank you Deepesh for now. It's time for a rapid fire, and post that we will have only 2 participants who can unmute and ask the questions. Deepesh, are you ready for rapid fire? You need to answer in 1 word, right? I will ask 1 word and you have to respond back with the 1 word.
Sure.
So client.
Pardon me?
Client.
Ideal client.
Money.
Money has no value beyond zeros.
Values.
Priority.
Problem.
Has a solution.
Innovations.
Do daily.
Super. Can we all give a clap in the chat box? Yes, Deepesh, very well handled, and I hope so. Till now, room is full. Again, कोई बाहर नहीं गया है. मतलब movie super hitter. The way KGF has been showed a blockbuster in the movie house. Again, super. Thank you so much, Deepesh. And yes, so now 2 participants can unmute themselves. Who want to go first? Quickly.
Can I come?
Yeah, please, quickly, please.
Just not a question, but Deepesh, congratulations. As VC and all, you have done a great job to give your experience. We all are doing it, but you have shown a better way how we can manage the things well. Thank you very much, Deepesh. We are proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks to Kanak also. Kanak Bhai also.
Sir, I have also one question.
Yes, please.
वो एक चीज आई नीड योर हेल्प इन कि क्या होता है कि अभी ऑफिस में जब कोई नया रिक्रूट आता है तो व्हाट आर योर व्यूज रिगार्डिंग ट्रेनिंग, उनको कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, क्या ट्रेनिंग मॉड्यूल होना चाहिए, ये थोड़ा आप अगर इनसाइट शेयर कर देंगे तो अच्छा होगा सर.
Okay. See, जब आपके पास नया, see, I'll tell what I do. We don't take any freshers. The reason is that we are only हम MFD सिर्फ 5-6 लोग हैं. अब कितना टाइम स्पेंड करोगे क्लाइंट्स के साथ? हाउ मच hours will you spend in training that fresher? So we don't take freshers. So we do that first filtering, taking clients who have, taking people who have some amount of experience in some of the field. उसको कुछ तो जानना चाहिए. मतलब otherwise what happens that you'll drain a lot of, you'll become a training ground. You will train and then ICICI Bank will come and take that guy, HDFC Bank will take that guy, and then you become a training ground forever.
Okay, correct.
So,
So I hope so, Ashish, you have got your answer.
So I'll just add to this. So, if you're hiring somebody for a client-facing role, try to see that beyond markets, can you train him on what you do, like as a person, as a founder of your firm, आपको किस तरीके का चाहिए, उस तरीके से आपको उसको mold करना चाहिए. Else वो friction हमेशा रहेगा कि you wanted something, that guy is doing something, so you have to spend first 1-2 months with them, tell them that this is how it works here,
Yes.
and then get things done.
Correct.
Thank you so much, Ashish, for asking that question so really well. So last questions, one, you can unmute and you can ask the question, and with that, we will end today's sessions. So quickly, last one. Anyone? On a count of 5, 4.
हेलो दीपेश जी.
Yes.
हाँ, मेरा क्वेश्चन था, जैसे अभी जो टीम मेंबर है उनका रिम्यूनरेशन स्ट्रक्चर कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं? लाइक मतलब कि जो सेल्स में है, मतलब ट्रेल बेस्ड कुछ उनका भी मॉडल रखना चाहिए, या कैसे उनको ग्रोथ मॉडल आप कैसे दिखाओगे स्टाफ?
See, आप वन चीज हम क्या करते हैं, we have 3 bonus system in place. Okay, one is three bonus. I'll just write here 3 bonus system. One is called as loyalty bonus. That means every 1 year that you complete, you get a certain percentage of money for you. इससे क्या होता है, अगर कोई एम्प्लॉय 3 साल 6 महीने के में छोड़ना चाहता है, then he thinks that मैं लॉयल्टी बोनस लेके छोड़ूंगा, आज नहीं छोड़ता. Like how our employees think that our clients think that on a gratuity, only if you complete full year then you get that. If you're at 4.5 years, you may not get gratuity. At the end of 5th year only, then you get gratuity. Similarly, we have something called as loyalty bonus. बहुत छोटा amount होता है, but for a client it's quite big. Second thing, what we have is this performance bonus. Means how many clients have are happy with that person. In general, you don't have you exactly cannot measure that out of your 1,000 clients, 600 people said he's good, 400 people said he's bad. You can't do that. In general, if it's a positive way, then you reward them by 1 month salary or half month salary, however it is. Then more importantly, we have something called as annual bonus, company's performance bonus, performance bonus. What happens in a company's performance bonus? We say that if the firm's AUM is, let's say, X crore, and if it goes to 2x in 1 year, you will get so much. If it grows to 2.5x crores, you will get so much. So when you have a company's performance bonus, they will ensure that redemption है तो redemption रोकने की कोशिश करेंगे. नया client है तो they will try to get him onboarded as quickly as possible. Whatever that they want, they will do, because they had to hit that performance bonus. So we don't have any specific trial, because we don't have any model where these clients belong to him, that clients belong to him. We don't have that in place. That is how we do, and then it's working till now. I don't know. There could be a better model than what I follow, but this is what it's working for us.
So thank you so much.
जैसे अपने जो बोलते हैं कि 3x बैंक्स में होते हैं 3x ऑफ सैलरी, 2x ऑफ सैलरी या 5x ऑफ सैलरी, तो अपने एक क्या बेंचमार्क रख सकते हैं एज ए एमएफडी?
हमारे इसमें if we appoint people as RM and then we tell them that जाके धंधा करके आओ, it will not work, because we are not, as an MFD, we are not salesperson as such कि we go. हम अगर काम अच्छा करते हैं, सर्विस अच्छा दे, तो ऑटोमेटिकली बिजनेस आएगा. तो ऐसा कोई क्राइटेरिया नहीं है. देयर इज नो सेल्स टारगेट, Nothing as such here. There's nothing as such. As long as you do your basic own work good, automatically reference से client आ जाएंगे हमारे पास.
Super. Very well answered, Deepesh. I think build your value system, not the performance system. Again, very well answered, Deepesh. I think that's a wonderful way of answering it. कि बस काम अच्छा हो रहा है, बढ़ रहा है, make them the भागीदारी बनाओ उनको, make them the shareholder of your business rather than just chasing around only numbers and keep pushing them for the sales and sales. So don't do that. So superb. So very well. So thank you so much, Deepesh, and thanks to all the participants taking your time and being present over here, because without you all, Deepesh ने जो भी ज्ञान दिया वो probably materialistic नहीं हो पाता, because you are there. That's the reason whatever the information he has shared, whatever experience he has shared, that going to impact in the coming days. So thank you so much, Deepesh, behalf of the SSL fraternity, and thank you participant for being here.
Thank you so much.